A very good afternoon to all of us who are joining us from India, and a very good morning to all of you who are joining us from Europe. My name is Samrat. I work for EURAXESS, and with the support of the EU delegation to India and in association with the Department of Biotechnology India, we are very happy to bring to you an exclusive networking brokerage event on the Horizon Europe called Bio-refineries. This is a very specific and interesting call, and there is a strong interest from both from the Indian government and also from the European Commission to strengthen and to foster the collaboration in this area. Therefore, there is a co-funding mechanism on this particular call. And today, what we're going to do is a very interesting exercise. We will have experts who will explain the call to you, who will explain the modalities, the scope of the call, the eligibility criteria for also especially our Indian researchers who are interested. We have expert speakers from the European Commission, but also from DBT with us. We have speakers from the European delegation with us here today. And we will also have a number of pitching sessions where researchers from both from Europe and India will present the project idea, their expertise offer, and also they're reaching out to potential partner researchers to form a consortium to apply for this call. Now, just before we start officially with the welcome remarks of this webinar, I would like to give a few guidelines about how to use the chat function and the Q&A function. Now, the chat function is here for you all participants to kind of do some networking throughout the webinar, to share maybe your contact details, your email, maybe the interest you have, specifically your expertise, because due to GDPR, we are not able to share the list of all participants with everyone. So this is now, during the webinar, this 2.5 hours, there's a possibility for you to use the chat function for some sort of networking or reaching out to potential partners. If you have any questions during the webinar, we kindly ask you to use the Q&A box and not the chat box. So post your questions in the Q&A, and we will have you will have the opportunity to ask the questions to the different experts, and we will also try along the way to see if we can answer the questions which are pending. Now, it gives me an enormous pleasure to welcome Dr. Sanjay Kumar Mishra, who is the head of the international cooperation at DBT, for the opening remarks. Thank you, Dr. Mishra, for joining us.
Thank you, Samrat, for giving this opportunity for me to attend this program, and also to give my opening remarks. First of all, I would like to tell all the participants that my name is Sanjay Mishra and I work for Department of Biotechnology. I'm the head of the global innovation programs of the department. And I'm very happy to see all of you here at this brokerage event, which is being organized jointly by the India Department of Biotechnology and also from the EC. So I can see the overwhelming response from all the stakeholders who have attending this program. I saw the list and I could see there is a variety of people from variety of institutions and also from the associated countries for the Horizon Europe call. Now, I will just give you a little bit, just a brief recap. I'm sure that many of you are fully aware, although I'm the new person in this whole, meeting, because I took the charge of the program only about 2 months back. But just to remind you that Mission Innovation was announced at the COP21 on 30th November 15 by President Obama of the United States. On behalf of the founding governments at the same time, Bill Gates launched the Breakthrough Energy. And also on the stage, the launch was President of Holland, France, and the Prime Minister from India, Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi, from the Government of India. It is an important global platform to push for the concerned actions for clean energy priorities from all these countries coming together on a single platform. Now, clean energy is a critical, both from an environmental point of view and also from energy security point of view. So both the aims are being achieved through this mission of the clean energy. Access to clean energy, electricity, and water definitely has a positive impact on the people's quality of life and overall human development. I mean, these are the very basic requirements, if I can say, leave apart the other modern amenities. Now, coming to the Indian side, I mean, the Government of India has been playing a very important role in clean energy innovation and has reiterated its commitment in the past, today, also in the future, for the progress of such missions, including the mission innovation, by leading and participating in various sectoral missions and platforms to address this critical innovation gap. You have noticed that we have got the mission and we have got the innovation, and therefore there are a lot of things happening by the countries, by several programs. But here the aim is to have this mission focused on promoting, supporting these innovations across the countries, across the sectors. And this allows us to work closely in shaping and supporting international collaborations in science and technology, which is of the mutual benefit and has a high impact under the new phases. As I said, that program has been started in a diverse field, in diverse agencies, and slowly this has been adapting the requirement and has been changing the program contours to be more focused, to be more productive. And I'm very pleased also to mention that India has taken a leadership role in missions and innovation platforms for R&D collaborations and accelerating the startup ecosystems. Many of you may be aware, that India is probably the third ranking country in the global scenario in terms of the number of startups and innovations. So the ranking has, I think, from 80 something. If you have the global chart, we are 40 something. But in terms of the startup, the absolute number of startups, that is where I think we are number 3. And unicorns, I think India has produced, I think, more than 100 unicorns in the last couple of years. So India will co-lead the collaborative platforms, namely the innovation of sustainable aviation fuel and the mission integrated biorefinery. These are the 2 programs through the Department of Biotechnology, and lead the platform on affordable heating and cooling of buildings through the Department of Science and Technology. So as you know, that Department of Science and Technology and the DBT, we are from the same ministry, and we work together in most of our programs at international level. Now, having built a base via successful phase 1, the stage is now set for making perceptible differences in the clean energy scenario and creating an impact, mission integrated, creating an impact. Now, mission integrated biorefinery, I think that was the program where the DBT and the government of the Netherlands, we were working on a bilateral mode in the past. And now with this, we have fused the programs together. So integrated biorefinery is working as a catalyst to innovate the affordable, scalable, clean energy solutions by providing enabling technologies for co-producing fuels, chemicals, and materials. India is partnering closely with EC for various calls. Now, there are 4 or 5 other calls in our program with Europe. But this call is very special in terms of an adapted instrument to implement the mission innovation activities. This has been a tailor-made, what we call a tailor-made program or instrument to cater the needs. And that is why this is a very unique program which has been carved out from our partnership with the European Union. In one of the focused areas of the mission integrated biorefineries being led by India and the Netherlands, with support from the Brazil, Canada, and most importantly, from the EC. So this is to reiterate our past and again to reconfirm our steadfast commitment for support for the mission to take it forward. This focused call on development of smart concepts of integrated energy-driven biorefineries for co-production of advanced biofuels, biochemicals, and biomaterials will emerge as a platform to make the productive network of innovations among our clean energy communities from member nations. So I think this is enough background, the context, the aspiration, and therefore this brokerage event, which has been organized very appropriately and very timely, will add new wings in making the possible collaborations and developing the stronger and outcome-oriented proposals through the involvement of stakeholders from academia as well as the industry, and also from the government and other stakeholders. So the beauty of this program has been the diverse stakeholders coming together from diverse countries and different programs for a single mission. So I wish good luck, and I'm pretty hopeful that this will be a very productive meeting. And thank you very much from my side. And on behalf of the Department of Biotechnology, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, I would like to welcome each one of you, the organizers, and also the participants, that we look forward for a very productive and very useful session, and also the outcomes to take it forward to make this mission a very, very successful mission in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mishra, for this very inspiring opening remarks. And we really hope that we will have a very good productive outcome of today's brokerage event. And you have set the tone already. So thank you so much for being here with us. And we move now to our next speaker, which is Dr. Maria Georgiadou. She's a senior expert at the European Commission, and she will actually present now the scope of the call to all of us. Maria, thank you so much for joining, and the floor is yours.
Good afternoon and good morning to everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me to this event. Indeed, I am responsible for the research and innovation policy in renewables, and in particularly renewable fuels and bioenergy within DG Research and Innovation of the European Commission, and for this call in particular. So I will be glad to explain that to your audience and reply to any questions they might have. Let me share my presentation. Okay. I think you can all see.
Yes, Maria, perfect.
So this call is under the Horizon Europe, which is the framework program for research and innovation of the Commission and the European Union between 21 and 27. And here we present very broadly the parts of Horizon Europe. We focus on the middle, which is a specific program implementing the Horizon Europe and the European Institute of Technology. And under Pillar 2, we have several clusters. The cluster of climate, energy, and mobility is the one that finances this part on energy supply, renewable energies, and renewable fuels. But don't forget that the financing is possible from the other pillars, from the excellent science, from the innovative Europe, the EIC, particularly for startups, and from the European innovation ecosystems. So according to the Horizon Europe Strategic Plan 25-27, one of the impacts that we want to achieve is to ensure more efficient, sustainable, secure, and competitive renewable and decarbonized energy supply. And one action to achieve that is to have research and innovation activities for the renewable energy generation in all its forms, electricity, heat, and fuels. For example, from solar, wind, geothermal, ocean, hydropower, and the fuels like biomethane, advanced biofuels, solar, synthetic renewable fuels, and other. So we move under this area of cluster 5 to destination 3, which is the sustainable, secure, and competitive energy supply, and to the thematic area of global leadership in renewable energy. Here is a picture of the areas that have been supported in the work program 23-24 in this area. So we have supported renewable fuels in terms of biological and non-biological origin, meaning advanced biofuels, synthetic renewable fuels, microalgae, and direct solar fuels, and intermediate bioenergy carriers. We have supported bioenergy like biomass heat and CHP, including carbon capture, and biogenic flue gases carbon fixation. We have supported other gases which are not the hydrogen or the methane. And in the international part, we have supported calls with Africa, and this one, which is the energy-driven bio-refineries, although there are other cross-cutting like the renewable energy valleys, the emerging renewable energy technologies, and the market uptake measures, all of them including also advanced biofuels. In terms of opening, still we have opened the renewable fuels, the energy-driven biorefineries, and the market uptake measures that will be closing all of them on the 4th of February 2025, so everybody can still submit to these calls. And coming to the call that it is the subject of discussion in today's webinar, the development of smart concepts of integrated energy-driven biorefineries for co-production of advanced biofuels, biochemicals, and biomaterials. I really want you to understand that this is a topic to develop concepts of biorefinery, which are energy efficient, and they aim to produce low-cost advanced biofuels by co-producing added value bio-based products and bioenergy, and there should be zero waste and neutral or negative carbon emission. What we mean by that is that biogenic waste and residues, algae and aquatic biomass, could be the feedstocks that will be converted by any type of process, chemical, biochemical, electrochemical, biological, thermochemical. It could be any of them or could be combinations of them, but at least one of them. And the conversion should take place in highly circular processes, meaning that there will be zero waste, as I said in the beginning. And for this, we need to have mass and energy flows. And these flows, they should address the process heat and the power that are consumed in the processing by using the co-produced bioheat or power, and also by capturing and reusing any biogenic influent gases. And in this way, we will have zero neutral emissions or negative emissions in case of sequestering the biogenic emissions. For example, is a biorefinery produces a product like biochar, which can be used for soil amendment. And in order all these to be in place to maximize the resource efficiency, but not only mass, also energy, overall material and energy efficiency maximization. This topic contributes to the international cooperation with mission innovation countries, and this is expected. Actually, there is no legal obligation to have mission innovation countries, but there is a high expectation that countries that participate in the mission innovation, mission integrated biorefineries will be part of the consortia submitting to this call. The proposal should assess the feedstock, should propose ways, the project should assess the feedstock supply cost at both regional and local level. And they also, the problem is the mobilization of the feedstock. So they should improve this feedstock mobilization, also using enabling technologies like artificial intelligence and digitalization. We expect to have an assessment of the socioeconomic and environmental sustainability, not only environmental aspects, but also social, economic, and circular economy on a basis of life cycle. The aim of this concept and the way it was put was to actually reduce the cost of the production of advanced biofuels and bring it at parity with marketed biofuel equivalents, or in the absence of those, competitive to the fossil fuel equivalents. The topic requests that the technology is validated in relevant environment, and also request to provide information and assessment about the economic feasibility and the potential of scaling up of the technology at commercial scale as appropriate. So this is a concept, not just to do some pilots and lab experiments, but with a potential, with a looking forward to a potential scale up. Why we put this topic in place in the work program is because we want to expand the portfolio of cost-effective production of advanced biofuel concepts, introducing here the energy-driven biorefineries concept. And this is expected also to reduce the cost, to improve the efficiency, and to support the scaling up by de-risking and accelerating the availability of competitive and zero-waste advanced biofuel production concepts. As I said, we expect that it contributes to the integrated biorefinery missions under Mission Innovation Phase 2. And we expect that such concepts will optimize resource efficiency, the energy output, and the value, the total products value from the biomass. And also we want to have a reinforced European scientific basis through international collaboration. So the modalities of the topic, this is a research and innovation action. The projects are expected to bring the TRL at 5 by the end of the project. The contribution here, totally, we have an indicative budget of 7 million. So we expect to have 2 projects financed by 3.5 million per project, but other also types of concepts, the contribution could be possible. The call is open and it closes on the 1st of February 2025. And just a reminder, in eligibility, if the projects use special conditions, if they use satellite-based observation, positioning and navigation, and all related timing data and services, now the project should make use of the Copernicus and or Galileo EGNOS on top of other data and services that they may use, but they should use also the Copernicus and the Galileo EGNOS EU services. So here, just to tell you who is eligible for funding. For funding, of course, eligible are the EU member states, including their outmost regions, and the overseas countries and territories linked to the member states. From the non-EU countries, the countries that are associated to Horizon Europe eligible for funding, low and middle income countries, and there is a reference here, a link where we can see what are those low and middle income countries, and other countries if they are announced in the call, or exceptionally if their participation is essential. And some specific cases is affiliated entities that are established in countries eligible for funding, like EU bodies, international organizations, of which only EU research or European research organizations and other international organizations are not eligible, but those that are in MS or in associated countries for training and mobility, if it is stated in the call. So this is general for including this call. As I said, here is the list of AC countries. As I said before, it is contributing to mission innovation, but it does not fund from European grants mission innovation countries unless they are associated to the Horizon Europe. And a few words for mission innovation, which is already announced from the previous speaker, particular on the mission on integrated biorefineries. You see here that it is co-led by India, the Department of Biotechnology, Ministry of Science and Technology of Government of India, and Netherlands, the Ministry of Economy Affairs and Climate Policy. Brazil, Canada, the European Commission and United Kingdom participate, and there are some knowledge supporting partners like the International Energy Agency of Bioenergy Technical Collaboration Program and others. And actually, these integrated biorefinery missions by actions in research development, pilots and demo and market policies in collaboration with industries, in collaboration between research institutions, in collaboration with international associations and organizations for standard sustainability carbon accounting, tries to replace 10% of fossil-based fuels, chemicals and materials with bio-based alternatives by 2030 through the concept of biorefinery. So this is all from me. This integrated biorefineries call in the Horizon Europe is expected to contribute to the collaboration between academia and industry under mission innovation, mission integrated biorefineries. And I said that eligible for funding are member states, associated countries, and countries that are low income and developed countries. Here I am aware that India decided to co-fund this particular call, and I am really welcoming this decision for the collaboration in this call. Thank you very much. These are some useful links, and these are some useful publications which you can go and see other calls and work of research and innovation policy of the European Union. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Maria, for your very concise and excellent presentation about the scope of the call and also the rationale behind it from the Commission. Vivek, we will take now questions to Maria, right, straight away?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we also invite, of course, our panelists, if you have any questions, and also our participants, if you have any questions now, you have Maria, who is kind of behind this call with us, so we should use that opportunity. If there are any questions, please, either raise your hand or you from the panelists also, please, come forward. I see Dr. Piali Das. We can just ask her to speak. Yes, please. Dr. Pialidas, you have to unmute your mic. You want to speak.
Yeah. Hello, good afternoon, good morning. So I'm from Teddy. So my question is for the Indian, if when an Indian partner is collaborating, there is a consortium where I am in touch with. There are many European partners, but is there can be one or two partners only from India, or is there any conditions that there has to be more than one partner? Because so far I am the only partner in that group. So I just wanted to know. But there were many European partners. Yeah.
There is no condition in the group, in the topic for participation. The Horizon Europe rules prevail, meaning we want at least 3 member states or associated countries to participate different to form the consortium that will submit the proposal to the call. And all the calls are open to participation of third countries. So there is no really a rule on how many of the third countries will participate into the call. So it can be 1, 2, as long this can participate, bringing their own funding into the call, and they are supported by their national funding programs for that. It's okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Maria, there is a question regarding how many proposals are expected to fund.
When we put this call forward, the budget for this call was 7 million. Be aware that that was done 3 years ago, when the budget was really... for that, we expect to finance 2 projects, 3.5 million each. This is indicative. As the general rules apply, they say that budgets could be different also per proposal. That will be just then evaluated by the evaluation committee for the proposals. But if sometimes, depends on the excellence of the proposals, about the funds that are available from uncommitted funds from elsewhere. This can be raised also, but this is not a promise, not at all. It's perhaps an expectation if there's too many subscriptions, but as it is right now, it is 7 million overall, with the expectation of 2 projects.
There is also a question, Maria, about the biohydrogen. Is it included in this particular call? Biohydrogen.
Biohydrogen is not an end product, but it could be a co-product here. But the focus is not in this biorefinery to produce biohydrogen. It is to produce advanced biofuels and co-products. And the idea is to lower the costs of these advanced biofuels. It's saying that biohydrogen is not considered here an advanced biofuel. in this topic, in the concept of this topic. It could be an intermediate product. It could be used in the process if it is an intermediate product, but it cannot be accounted here. This is not a concept to produce biohydrogen as an end product and main advanced biofuel.
Okay, I think we take two more questions, Vivek. We see Dr. Sanjukta
Hi.
from one of the presenters. Yes.
So I have one query. What is the minimum TRL level requirement to pitch this project? Because I got that, I saw that TRL 5 is the required scale of demonstration is required. So what is the starting TRL required? Is there any minimum TRL requirement? Let's say 3, 4 or so?
There's no minimum, but we understand that the project to reach at the end TRL 5, it has to start not from a general idea, but at, let's say, applied research concept, which is TRL 3. I would expect that concept that they will start from TRL 3 or 4 to bring the ideas and the concept at the end of the project at TRL 5. This is something reasonable to expect for TRL 5 at the end of the project.
Not for all the co-products as well, or entire products at TRL 5, because it's integrated by refinery. We look at production and the TRL level for each of the product, whether it is biofuel or biochemical.
Yes, it is the whole TRL of the concept of the integrated biorefinery. It will be 5 at the end of the project.
Thank you.
Okay, and then we have Dr. Rashmi, please.
Good morning and good afternoon to all. So I am Rashmi and I am from India. I am working at Shastra University. So ma'am, like I have an query on the industrial partner. So like if you want to have industrial partner, what will be like requirement from the industry side? And how we can approach the industry partner, and what will be the basic facilities that an industry is supposed to have, and what are the criteria?
I think we leave that to the ingenuity of the concept developers. Of course, industry participation into this topic it is welcome, because at the end it is industry that will have to scale up the idea. And this is why the project says that the topic says that the project should provide the potential of upscaling and economic feasibility of doing this upscaling. So perhaps at this moment the industries could play this role. But we don't really give instructions on how from the Horizon Europe to approach the industry. This is up to those that develop the concept to do so. I can say that in the mission innovation integrated biorefinery mission, there is an idea to bring industry into this mission innovation mission and to talk to industry and ask about their needs and what they can provide. So there is an awareness, if you wish, about the topic overall, but approaching the particular industrial organization to participate, this is left to the proposal, but it is welcomed from the topic.
Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rashmi, for the question, and Maria for this very concise answer. And I think, Maria, we let you go now. Thank you so much again. Of course, you're welcome to stay for the remaining webinar, but we move now to our next speaker.
Thank you very much.
Which is Dr. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. Okay, I think our next speaker, Dr. Alka Sharma from the Department of Biotechnology, Senior Advisor for Department Advanced Biofuel Sustainability. I hope, Dr. Alka, you are with us.
Yes, very much. Good afternoon, good morning to all the participants. Hope you can hear me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much for providing us this opportunity. And I'm just going to share my slides. Hope you can see my slides.
Yes, ma'am. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So it's first of all, I would like to say that it's my pleasure to be a part of this discussion meeting, and I'm going to cover the Mission Innovation Initiative of Department of Biotechnology, Government of India. As we know that Mission Innovation is a global initiative of 23 countries and the European Commission working to accelerate global clean energy innovation to make clean energy widely affordable. So India through Mission Innovation is actively engaged in collaborative efforts to catalyze inspiring innovation goals, and this will lead scale up of clean energy solution to make them affordable to global citizens. So aligning to the key objectives of Mission Innovation, India through the Department of Biotechnology is leveraging efforts to boost investments and fostering partnerships with industries and international communities to realize the transformational changes in the clean energy sector. India has actively participated in the Mission Innovation 1.0 and was a key driver of all innovation challenges in a coordinated manner led by Department of Biotechnology. India through Department of Biotechnology has supported more than 32 projects in the innovation challenges about carbon capture, biofuel, and sunlight conversion to storable energy. India, through DBT, also established a clean energy international incubator that has emerged with 25 winning solutions. And this was done with our um, public sector undertaking, Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council. This is an industry academia interface of the Department of Biotechnology. And India was also actively engaged in supporting the Mission Innovation Championship program for scaling up the potential of clean energy innovation, turning awareness into action. So based on the success of Innovation 1.0, India is now participating in Mission Innovation 2.0, where Department of Biotechnology is an active role and co-leads the mission integrated biorefineries and platforms on sustainable aviation fuels as well as clean tech exchange platform. The Department of Biotechnology is actively working to develop and demonstrate innovative solutions to accelerate the commercialization of integrated biorefineries with a target of replacing 10% of fossil-based fuels, chemicals, and materials with bio-based alternatives by 2030. The department has also supported programs on sustainable aviation biofuels to forge global partnerships for sustainable and cost-effective strategies, and also working with innovators, investors, and end users to scale up emerging solutions towards that markets. So under the integrated biorefinery mission with international collaboration, our goal is to find innovative solutions to enhance commercialization, reduce costs of biorefineries for fuels and chemicals, and accelerate the development of different applications. We are also actively working with our co-lead, the Netherlands. India is supporting members, Brazil, Canada, and also the members from UK and European Commission to realize the research and development, pilots and demonstrations, sustainability, and carbon and accounting through information sharing and knowledge exchange. So the Department of Biotechnology is closely working to develop carbon capture and its utilization in storage, integrated platforms for the integrated biorefineries, mainly focused on municipal solid waste, bioorganic fraction-based platform, lignin and cellulosic waste-based platform, and algal biorefinery platform. Similarly, under the innovation platform on sustainable aviation fuels, Department of Biotechnology has announced domestic funding opportunities and supporting the research and innovation projects focused on conventional and advanced aviation biofuels. So it's alcohol to jet fuels, carbon dioxide, direct air capture and efficiency, innovative technologies using genomics, synthetic biology as pathways for sustainable aviation fuel production, drop-in jet fuel technology, scale-up lab to market. We also have made also obtained some leads on high alkane yielding metabolically engineered strain of cyanobacteria, branched hydrocarbons and alternative fuels from agricultural waste, and on genome engineering of microorganisms for synthesis of hydrocarbons. So, under the edges of mission innovation programs, we are looking towards global partnerships on the futuristic programs in these areas with a special focus on bio-assisted carbon capture, its utilization and storage, algal biorefineries, biomineralization, microbial CCUS to develop the sustainable and bio-based routes to produce fuels, chemicals and materials, low carbon biomaterials for energy transition and to address the climate goals, close demonstration of the integrated biorefinery concepts and with the industries. So these are the very important program from the India point of view, and through biotechnology, we are looking forward to establish global partnerships in these components. So as you can see in this slide, we are also closely working with the mission innovation activities under national programs and global cooperation, national and global campaign, and then also as well as in policies and regulations to realize the goals. So the national programs that you can just see in this slide, that high performance biomanufacturing initiative, which has been taken by the Department of Biotechnology and for fostering high performance biomanufacturing. And I will also describe that Bio-3 policy, which has been announced by the Government of India in my subsequent slides. And also the national program, it also covers the technology-based energy solutions, innovation for net zero, biomass program, national green hydrogen mission, national programs on advanced biofuels and sustainability. Global cooperation, that's a mission innovation, as you heard that this is our the global partnership with 23 countries. And you also can see the bilateral programs with the various countries, that is US, EU, UK, Netherlands, and so on. And Horizon Europe, we are now having the meeting, and the Global Biofuel Alliance.
Samrat, are you
Yes.
able to hear Dr.
No, I
Alka
think
Sharma?
Dr. Alka, I think she fell out, but I suppose it was the end of her presentation. So we can just, maybe move to your presentation, and hopefully by that time, Dr. Alka, are you with
I
us
think
still? Okay. So Vivek, we just continue with your presentation and then take Q&A together with
yeah,
Dr. Alka,
sure.
right? Okay. So
Yeah.
then please, Dr. Vivek from the EU delegation, who will now explain the scope of the modalities of the co-funding mechanism. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Samrat. Can you just confirm the slides are full screen?
Yeah, full screen.
Good morning and good afternoon. Thanks for participating in this webinar. Your participation means a lot to us. So this is, just let me. Are you able to see the presentation, Samrat?
Yeah, the
because
presentation is on.
I think I am unable to see my presentation. So let me
start again.
Yeah. Okay. Can you please confirm?
It's
okay?
It's on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on, Vivek.
Yeah, so thanks and sorry for this technical glitch. So this is basically a joint presentation with me, my DBT colleagues, Dr. Balendra Singh and Abhishek Singh is part of this team. He is online. So what I'm going to do is in next 10-15 minutes to give you an modalities of cooperation, because it is a co-funded call. So it is very important for the scientists, the applicants to know how the application procedures will need to be handled. So in oops. So this is my overall structure of presentation. So already Maria had given all the details of this call, but I still reiterate that the call will close on 4th of February 2025. Sorry for this opening date mistake. The budget is 7 million euros and 3.5 million per project we anticipate. So approximately 2 projects we can fund through this particular call. But this 3.5 is not explicitly defined. You can have more or you can have less, but is as per the requirement of the project. DBT will fund the Indian participant as per the requirement of the project. So they will also assess the budget, how much is the Indian PIs are going to request this particular budget. At the end of the projects, the expected TRL level to reach is TRL 5. The DBT had made very specific reference that they will support the projects which are focusing on agriculture waste residues as well as algae and aquatic biomass. So please take note of these specifications. So again, the eligibility conditions, this has been given already into the Maria's presentation, but what is also encouraged that participants from the mission innovation countries are highly encouraged to be part of it. Is not mandatory, but is highly encouraged. And as already mentioned that we are also looking an assessment, economic feasibility and commercialization of scaling of the concept. So when you are preparing this particular proposal, please make sure you integrate these aspects into your proposal. So this is what the TRL level definition is, which is also available on the Horizon funding and tender portal. Basically, TRL 5 is large scale prototype, which is expected at the end of the project when the project is finished. So all the information about this specific call, the call text, the eligibility conditions, all the legal documents, applications forms, you need to refer from only from the funding and tender portal. This is our official website. So I urge not to refer any other website, but only refer funding and tender portal. My slides will be shared. There is a link to specific this particular call for proposal, where all the details of this call, scope, impact are already defined, and you need to follow this information only through this particular portal. So again, the DBT had made a very exclusive website, very detailed guidelines for proposals on their website. It is available what the Indian entities needs to follow the regulations if they are looking for a DBT funding. So again, the link will be shared with you. So who can participate? Basically, any entity, it could be public, private, it could be company, it could be any municipal corporations, any entity who has the capacity to address the challenge or able to contribute to finding a solution to the challenge defined in the call for in the call text. So those all entities are encouraged to be part of it. So from the European side, the Indian side, all the central state government agencies, could be public or private, academic or research institutions, can participate. National institutions, state level funding, R&D funded R&D labs are also participant, can participate. The DBT also highly encourage participation of industry in this particular call, but on their own funding. They will not fund the private industry from India, but public and private research organizations, institutions are funded by the DBT. So what is the basic requirement for this particular call? Or this is, I saw a few questions in the Q&A, but I may repeat this quite a few times because this is not a bilateral call. This is a multilateral call where the participation of 3 legal entities from 3 different European member states or associated countries should be part of it. That is the core requirement. That is the admissibility of the proposal. You cannot submit a proposal without the 3 legal entities from 3 different European member states. So please, this is a basic requirement. I will decode which are the member states and associated countries. Any legal additional entities across the globe can participate into this program, including India. But this is not a mandatory requirement. But as the DBT, as the government of India has already expressed their interest for co-funding the Indian entities, if you are looking for DBT's co-fund, so then Indian entities could participate. So the partners should be multidisciplinary, cross-sectoral, cross-border participation is highly encouraged. Please make sure the gender balance is also having an one of the criteria of selection. So make sure you are also giving an importance on gender balance in the consortium. Please note that this particular call is Horizon call. So the coordinator of this particular project has to be from Europe. The coordinator has to be from Europe. And if there are more than one research entity in from Indian side, then they need to nominate one scientific coordinator who can communicate to DBT for this specific proposal, because they don't want to communicate with the different PIs from the same project. So one scientific coordinator needs to be nominated at the time of proposal submission. So which are the 27 countries and 19 associated countries? So this is the list. These are the 27 European member states. These are the core of the Horizon program. So you need to select the countries from this 46, group of 46 countries, 27 member state and 19 associated countries. So recently from 1st of January, the UK is back as an associated country into the Horizon program. Recent addition into this association is New Zealand and Canada. So these are the main countries which recently had be associated in the Horizon proposal. So you can find any partners from these 46 countries, and you can add more partners. There is no issue, but the core requirement is 3 plus any additional partners. So who is eligible for funding? From the European side, 27 member state plus 19 associated countries, plus the European Commission is funding 120 low and middle income countries, which the link is available. But these are the countries which are highlighted in colors are automatically funded by the European Commission. Okay. The countries which are highlighted in gray, they are not automatically funded. That means their national funding agencies, the government, or their own funding, they have to participate in Horizon proposal. So to overcome this funding issue, we had a co-funding mechanism or co-funding arrangements with different countries, and India is one of them. So where the Indian government has agreed to co-fund certain number of calls where the Indian entities are successful. They will co-fund the Indian entities, and DBT is co-funding this specific call. So if the entity is Indian entity in consortium is selected, the DBT will provide the co-funding. So general co-funding conditions are already published, as I mentioned, on the DBT website. So the project duration could be from 3 to 4 years, is up to the consortium. So the co-funding from the Indian side, subject to the positive evaluation from the Indian funding agency as well. I will come to that point later on. So from the DBT, they will fund public and private academic institutions or universities, research institutions which are automatically funded. They will provide the funding. So those institutions, please make sure your public finance management system is in place, because this is a prerequisite that if you need to avail the DBT's funding. So all these explanations, details are available on the DBT website and the guidelines which they have provided. So this is very important point that we had encountered in few cases, that a lot of Indian PIs are just participating in a consortium without understanding the full proposal, because the Indian government, DBT, DST are also doing their own evaluation. They do invite the Indian PIs for the evaluation purpose. So we had observed some people are not fully integrated or not fully part of the development of the proposal. So they are unable to answer the questions of the evaluators or the experts which are appointed by Government of India. So I urge all the Indian participants that please pay an attention that when you are proposing an consortium and developing a proposal, make sure your contribution, your integration in the entire process is highly encouraged. You need to be part of it. Otherwise, there are certain cases, sometimes the Indian evaluators find that this is not jointly developed proposals and they are unable to fund those entities. So I urge all the participants that you should be seriously part of the development of scientific proposal, and each and every part of the proposal should be known to each other. So you can have more than one Indian entities to be part of it. So if you look at the consortium, 3 European member state or associated partners plus one or more Indian partners, plus there are partners you can add from other countries as well. So on an average, the Horizon consortium is from 7 to 10, 15 consortium members, is depending on the scope of the proposal. So you make sure the possible highly skilled entities are part of this particular proposal into the consortium. The DBT funds grant in aid 100% funding to the Indian entities. It could be public, private, academic institutions. So this is very classical eligible cost, capital expenditure, manpower, consumables. So this is fully funded from the DBT side. And as per the requirement of the project, so admissibility of the proposal, again, I will reiterate that this is the entire submission process is electronic. One proposal from the European side, the complete proposal will be submitted electronically to the Horizon portal, that is funding and tender portal. We do not accept any paper versions. So make sure your partners are well aware of the submission process. There are videos, there are guidelines how to submit the proposals. The proposals are in 2 different parts. One part A is about the admissibility and the different information of the participating organizations, and part B is more about the scientific proposal, and there is a page limit for this particular part B. So please adhere the terms and conditions and the guidelines given for the scientific proposal at the time of submission. So I think I had already explained that this particular part, once the proposal is submitted to the Horizon and Tender portal, so that same proposal you need to submit to DBT via email in 7 working days. There is a specific email of Dr. Balendra Singh has been given. So you need the Indian lead scientific coordinator need to submit that proposal to DBT in addition to the additional budget financial requirement which has been given by the DBT in their website. So please, because this related to a biological material, so you need to really take care of the regulatory and ethical considerations of a biogenic material. All this information about the ethics and regulations has been well published and well presented on the website. So IPR is one of the important issue you need to address at the time of consortium development and consortium discussions. So there has been guidelines from the DBT in their web notice. When you are preparing an consortium, please pay attention from the day one about the IP ownership into the discussion part. So India, as I already mentioned, part A and part B, I will not go into the details. You can also add additional annexes online, but this submission process to Horizon should be leave it to the European part. As the Indian entities are not going to be funded by the European Commission, the Indian entities will be participating as an associated partner. What does it mean? That the Indian entities will not sign Europeans grant agreement. So instead, they will sign the consortium agreement to implement the proposal or the work packages has been agreed by the consortium. So there is a specific, when you are going to give a proposal submission, in part A, there is a requirement of the budget by different partners, and then there is a specific option of associated partner. The Indian entities don't have to give all the financial details to European Commission. You need to just give how much amount in euros you will be requesting to the government of India. That amount only you need to give, not the detailing. So this is available, and the European coordinator should able to figure out this. If there are any difficulties, this is also explained quite well on their website as well. So as I mentioned, the submission is at two places. First submission to the Horizon Europe Funding and Tender portal on 4th of February 2024 at 17 hours Brussels time. Our website will be closed. After that, the part A and part B in the PDF format, you request the European coordinator to share with the Indian PI, and that particular proposal you need, along with the DBT's financial details, you need to submit to DBT on a specific email address of Balendra Singh ji. It is given on their website in 7 working days after the closure of the call. So we are organizing this networking event specifically that the European and Indian interested PIs and different stakeholders can know each other. They can form a consortium. As a funder, we are not into a matchmaking business because that is a confidentiality, as well as the we are not able to connect each other. We are able to only give a platforms where you can express your interest, and later on consortium formation is up to the people, the PIs, to find each other and develop the proposal. So this is just to avoid conflict of interest from the funders. We are not into the matchmaking business. Tomorrow you ask me where is the European partners, I will not able to identify any because of these regulations what we have. So the evaluation is done on 3 criterias from the European side. It is excellence, impact, and implementation. It has a 50, 30, and 20% weightage. Once the proposal is positively evaluated by the European side, only positive proposal will be second evaluation will be done by the government of India on more or less similar criteria. The proposal which is evaluated positively by both the sides, that the DBT will fund those entities only. So this is very well explained again on their website guidelines as well. So we are bound to conclude the grant agreement within 8 months of closure of the proposal. So this is the timeline what we had, we are normally following. So we are able to start this particular projects by say end of next year. That is the tentative timeline. So you can see after the closure of the project, that means it's February. So within by December or early January, the projects will start. I will leave this particular calls. You need to have a login accounts to access the Horizon proposals. Again, this information is available on website. I will skip. If you don't want to be part of the proposal, but you think you have skills, you have expertise to evaluate the big projects, we encourage all the international expertise to be part of our evaluation system. We need international experts to evaluate these proposals. It has been done by a third agency, which is done quite transparent way. It is a peer review process. Those who think they are not part of the proposal but would like to be part of the expert group, then please register yourself. The selection is done by computer based, so we will not intervene in selection of experts. I think this is the team where we are working with the DBT for this specific call, and I will be happy to take few questions, and my colleague from DBT, Dr. Balendra Singh, is also joining with me if you have any specific questions on the modalities of application. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Vivek, for outlining the modalities and scope of the co-funding mechanisms of this particular call. And I see Dr. Alka is back with us. And Dr. Alka, there was a small glitch, but we would like you to complete your presentation and to just summarize your talk, and then we will take a joint Q&A with the colleagues of DBT and Dr. Vivek from the EU delegation. Dr. Alka, just you have to unmute your mic. Yeah. Could you just confirm if it's working, or could you just maybe in a few sentences just conclude your talk without the presentation? Because we are a bit running late. Yeah, you are unmuted. It's not working on your end. So I think we just have to sorry for the inconvenience, but we have to move on. I think Vivek, right? Because we still have the session on the flash presentations. And Dr. Alka, if you could kindly share your presentation with us, and we will be happy to distribute it with all the participants. And I would also invite Dr. Balendra Singh now also to join us for the Q&A session. There's a question is there a cap on the funding for the Indian side from DBT?
Dr. Balendra, you want to come in, but as per the website, it is mentioned that as per the requirement, but I will leave it to Dr. Balendra to have a word on.
Yes, yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Balendra from DBT. So there is no actually cap is not available, but it is as per the requirement and as per the justified based on the objectives, whatever proposed in the project, subject to the recommendation by the committee in this regard. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Balendra. Another question is if Indian companies can participate in any Horizon project on biorefineries, like can Indian private companies also participate in Horizon Europe calls?
Yes, that's what it was conceptualized while preparing the concept note for this call. However, DBT will not be will not be extending any of the funding to the private organizations. They have to make contributions there by own.
So they can participate but have to bring their own funding. Yes. What is the budget from the DBT for each project, Dr. Balendra?
So we have not specific to the projects. Budget is not specific to the projects, but it depends on the whatever proposal is submitted and that is passed through or selected in the evaluation process, and what committee recommends there. Based on that, we provide the budgetary things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. There's a question from our colleague from the Netherlands Innovation Network. Is it possible to form a consortium with 2 academic institutions from India and 1 university from Horizon Europe country?
Yes, it is always appreciated.
Yeah, actually, I already mentioned that the prerequisite, the basic admissibility of the horizon, you need to have three entities from three different European countries. One has to be from the member state. So you have a group of 46 countries. Okay, you need to have at least three partners from the three different countries, and you can add more partners from same country or different country. There is no restriction to that, but three from European is a mandatory, and you can add more.
Mm. So, Vivek, there is this question about if there is a separate evaluation of the proposals from DBT, if Indian participants are included. Can you maybe just again highlight that evaluation process?
Yeah. So normally, yeah, Balendra, you can come.
Can I come in? Yes. So it is very important questions. However, this I don't think this is the platform that to discuss the evaluation process, and we can discuss it further separately between DBT and EU. Uh, about the evaluation process, actually how to evaluate, either it is in DBT or other way. Obviously DBT will make initial screening of the proposals based on the defined criteria. I mean eligibility like DSIRO recognition, or kind of registrations, those are required for different entities in different regulatory bodies. So those are the prerequisites.
So basically, what happens? Those proposals which are main listed from the European Commission, those proposals are evaluated from the DBT sides, but normally they have a light evaluation, and most of the proposals as of today has been granted from the DBT side.
Mm. Okay, I see there are quite some more questions. Maybe Dr. Balindra and Dr. Vivek, if you could take the time to look into the Q&A and answer them along the way, because I think we have now.
Hello. Am
yes.
I audible? Sorry.
Yes, Dr.
Yes,
Sandhi,
yes.
you're audible. Yes, you're audible. Yeah. So I would say we take the questions now in writing and move on to our next session, which is the flash presentations, right, Dr. Vivek?
Yes,
Yeah.
Samra, that is correct. We are already late by 13 minutes. So, but anyway, so we continue with that.
I think we'll have only 2 minutes. If I'm audible,
Sure.
Okay, that's
Surely.
great. Just 2 minutes, because something very important which has been missed from our presentation. So Dr. Alka Sharma will take care.
Okay. We take those 2 minutes.
Yeah, extremely sorry for this. My system got crashed, and then there was some technical issue in this system also. Without taking much time, what I was actually trying to share with all of you, that Bio-E3 policy, which has been approved by the Government of India, that is biotechnology for economy, environment, and employment. And there, this is actually under the new initiative which restrict. I have covered most of my part in the presentation, but this is very, very important. I would like to share with all of you, because there are 6 sectors which we are looking forward for partnerships in the country, as well as that's beyond the boundaries. So first one is bio-based products, that is specialty chemicals, enzymes, biopolymers, APIs. The second category is functional food and smart proteins. Third one is precision biotherapeutics, that is cell-based therapies, mRNA therapeutics, and also monoclonal antibodies. The fourth one is climate resilient agriculture. The fifth one is carbon capture and its utilization. This is very, very directly related to this kind of partnership. And the last one is marine and space research, and that there also we want to explore the potential applications of biotechnology and biomanufacturing. So this Bio-E3 policy is available on the website of DBT in the name of biomanufacturing. Once you click that biomanufacturing, you will get connected with the website of biomanufacturing, and there is a Bio-E3 policy. And this is something actually important for us to in biotechnology to establish some partnership in that. And biomanufacturing initiative, which we are already signed the MOU with National Science Foundation, US, and there also we are now jointly exploring the possibility for partnership. That was already placed, and we have received some proposals. that is in the process. Just to give you an example for the international partnership, and we are exploring the possibility with other countries also. So I thought it is very relevant here just to share with all of you that what kind of new futuristic technologies we are looking forward, and that how this can facilitate to establish partnership here also. So that is actually, and with this at the end, I would like, first of all, my apologies for this kind of disturbance in the program as well as in the presentation also. So we look forward to establish partnership under this initiative from both the sides. And this team is here from DBT and also the other countries, and especially the Indian side and EU, and details presented by Dr. Vivek, and that I saw that it's very clear to all of us what is the path to move forward. With this, I would like to thank the organizers that jointly from both the sides, and also look forward to have a fruitful partnership. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Arke. We're happy that we could get you back on the screen, and you could complete and share this very important information indeed with us. Thank you so much to the presenters of this session, and we move now to our pitchers. We have now a very interesting line of flash presentations, and we start with Ms. Tanya Meyer. Are you with us?
Yes, good morning, I'm here, or good afternoon for you.
Okay, let me just locate you. Okay, here you are. Thank you. Good morning. So would you like to share your...
the PDFs or the presentation?
Could you do it?
Should I do it?
Yeah, yeah.
I can do both. I'm happy with both.
Yeah, if you could do it, would be great.
Yeah, because I had to send it. I guess I'm sharing something. You can see it?
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
So my name is Tanya Meyer. I work as a European project coordinator at the Bio-based Europilot plant, which is an open access multi-purpose pilot and demo facility for bio-based products and processes. So basically what we do, we are a service provider to turn grams into tons by scaling them up. So we start with small scale, bench scale, and we can also do pilot and production scale. The purpose of the pilot plant is to overbridge the valley of death, where the technological risk for a startup or small company are still very high, but also the capital requirements are getting higher and higher if they move along the technology readiness level. So instead of buying or building their own pilot and demo facility, we provide the scale-up facility for their processes. So we are funded in 2008 in Belgium, in Ghent, close to Brussels. We have 14 years of operational experience with around 170 employees at the moment. We are ISO 9001 quality certified, and FSSC, the food safety certification as well. And we have many customers from America, so we are also FDA approved. There are 4.5 process salts available for scaling up: pre-treatment, biocatalysis, gas fermentation, green chemistry, and also animal cell culture, and most importantly also the DSP, the purification of the end product, of the refined product in the end. So different types of biomass for us is no problem, like corn stover, agriculture, industrial byproducts, algae marine biomass as well, syngas for the gas fermentation. And also on the other side, on the refined product, it's depending on the protocol of the client. So biochemicals, bio-based building blocks, industrial enzymes, polymers, proteins, biosurfactants, and so on. Now I experienced the bug in my presentation because I wanted just to quickly show you a couple of pictures from the insides, from the process salts. So the largest fermenter is 75 cube for fermentation, a green chemistry hall with 5,400 liters, analysis to follow up on the process as well. A lot of storage capabilities for the biomass. So process development, scale up, and custom manufacturing is the services that we provide to our customers. We are involved in consortium-based projects. At the moment, we have 35 running as coordinator, work package leader, and task leader. But we're also offering our service in bilateral projects, and on low scale, low TL, we also do technology development. So that's Bio-refineries pilot plant in a nutshell. So if you're interested to get in touch, just drop me an email or find me on LinkedIn, and we can start the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tanya Meyer, for presenting your company. And yeah, we will share also your contact details in your presentation with the participants. Thank you so much for joining us. And we move now to our next presenter, which is Dr. Chirag Godia and Professor Tina Leviske from University of Oulu in Finland. Dr. Chirag, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. Okay, so I will be sharing my screen. Please confirm if you are able to see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, if you put it in full screen mode, yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
So first
Thank
of all,
you.
a very good afternoon to all of you. I am Chirag, and I am working as a postdoctoral researcher in University of Oulu in Finland under the supervision of Professor Tina Leviska. So I will be presenting our recent work in a project which is concerned about the microalgae and its derived materials for novel solutions for industrial waste water treatment. So in this project, we are cultivating microalgae on industrial wastewater, specifically from mine and fish processing wastewater. So this is just a brief background about the microalgae. That microalgae grows in a nutrient-rich environment, specifically nitrogen and phosphorus. And the wastewater from mining and fish processing industries are high in nutrients such as phosphorus, nitrogen, and metals. So we are using these nutrients to grow the algae in the wastewater. So simultaneously, this microalgae can grow, and the wastewater from this industry can be treated. And after this microalgae is grown, we can use it for various purposes such as pigments, food products, and cosmetics. And we have expertise of the cultivation of these various microalgae in pilot scale and optimization for their growth. So these are some of our facilities in our pilot plant. That we have a pilot plant of 800-liter photobioreactor microalgae cultivation, and we have optimized various parameters for good microalgae growth. And we have tested various conditions such as controlled light, carbon dioxide injection, and nutrient management. And when the microalgae grows, it has a problem of separation because they are very small in size and their concentration in water is very low. So for this purpose, we have developed some bio-based coagulants which can clump these microalgae and make them as bigger particles and make their easy separation from water. And after separation of this microalgae, we have successfully utilized them for the treatment of fish processing industrial wastewater. And these are some of our another expertise. Like we have expertise in collection and identification of various algal sources, and extraction and characterization of various biomaterials from algae such as polysaccharides, agarose, cellulose, carrageenan, and sodium alginate. Also, we have done the characterization of biopolysaccharide structures by linkage analysis, and We have expertise in chemical modification of various bio-based materials, also algal-based biomaterials tailored for specific applications such as drug release. And microalgae are also the source of good bioactive compounds. And we have done the isolation of various natural products or bioactive compounds from algae and screening there for um, various activities such as antimicrobial, anti-cancer, antioxidant, and anti-diabetic. And further, we are working, and also we have perspectives of extraction of several materials and development of some materials such as biofuels, biochar, bioplastics, bioactive compounds, and wastewater treatment materials from microalgae. Okay, so this was all from my side, and I will be happy if to answer any of your questions you may have.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chirag, for your presentation, and we're looking forward to seeing, other researchers in your field reaching out to you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We move to our next presenter, which is Dr. Kauta Ardawi. He's assistant professor at the University of Gabes, Tunisia. Dr. Ardawi, are you with us? Yeah, okay, you already uploaded your slide. Just have to can you unmute yourself? Dr. Ardawi, you have to unmute your mic. Perfect. Yeah, your slides are up. Please, the floor is yours.
Good morning and good evening for everybody. I'm trying to adjust my slides.
We can see your slides. I think you just have to move them back to the start.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, would you like us to share your slides?
I made some, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay, let me just quickly do that. Okay, I will just hold 1 second. Okay, they should be up and running. Yeah, can you see them?
Yes, the first slide, this one.
Yeah, okay, please go ahead.
Thank you very much for your help. I'm Kauthar Ardawi from the University of Gabes, which is an institution of higher education in Tunisia. Tunisia can play the role of an associated country. We are interested in extracting from fishing and fish industry co-products valuable products like fish oil, collagen, apatites, omega-3, gelatin, which are considered as important raw materials for food industry, nutraceutical industry, cosmetic industry, bioplastics, composting, soil improvements, and especially biodiesel. We are used to extract fish oil by conventional method, and we plan to use green extraction methods like enzymatic method and supercritical fluid extraction. We mastered the extraction of fish oil by classical methods, and we have conventional physicochemical characterization methods. And we are looking for expertise in the field of supercritical CO2 extraction. Moreover, we prepare biodiesel from fish oil by transesterification, and we would like to plan to upscale this method. We are also looking for expertise related to the relation between biodiesel properties according to the type of raw materials. Moreover, we extract hydroxyapatite from fish bone by calcination. The upscaling is planned, and then we try to prepare a dietary supplement from this phosphate. We are looking for expertise related to solar energy furnaces or furnaces powered by solar generator. Our fourth ID will be also preparing compost with the fish waste as component, and we extract humic acids from compost, which are used in agriculture as fertilizer. Our expertise is about composting, characterizing the compost, and making also trials to amend the compost in soil. We are looking for expertise about humic acid separation, especially separating humic acid from fulvic acid. We may also be interested by collaborating about biomaterials, biochar, also composite materials, and algae. Welcome for cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Ardoui, for a presentation. And as you rightly said, Tunisia is associated to RISE in Europe and can participate in this call, researchers from Tunisia. Thank you so much. We're hoping to see more from you and hopefully being part of the consortium. Thank you so much. And our next presenters are Dr. Kaustubh Mohanty from the IIT Guwahati and Dr. Vikas Patel from the Tata Steel Limited.
Hello everyone. I'm Vikas Patel. Let me share my presentation.
Thank you so much, Dr. Patel.
Yeah. So I'm Vikas Patel from Tata Steel Limited, Jamshedpur, India. We have submitted a combined proposal on the topic integrated biorefineries for co-production of advanced biofuels, biochemicals, and biomaterials with IIT Guwahati, Professor Kaustubh Mohanty. So he is not available at present, so I'm presenting on his behalf. So we have identified consortia partners from the India. So IIT Guwahati and Tata Steel Limited, these two organizations are currently partners in our consortia. We haven't identified yet any of the European partner till now, so we are looking for the same. So I am detailing about the concept of the proposal. Steel plants to make 1,000 kg of 1,000 kg of steel generates around 2,500 kgs of carbon dioxide, and parallelly it also generates the wastewater. So our problem is to mitigate the carbon dioxide and wastewater treatment. So algae are one of the best option who can utilize carbon dioxide and also can treat the wastewater generated from the steel industry to generate huge biomass that can alternatively be converted in various kind of fuels like biodiesel, ethanol, hydrochar, and some kind of pigments as well through hydrothermal liquefaction and microbial technologies. So this is the detail. I'm taking you through detailed microbial technologies and hydrothermal liquefaction, how we will go through. So steel plant have two major kind of pollutants, flue gas and wastewater. Flue gas majorly contains carbon dioxide that is utilized by algae, and that can be supplemented directly to photobioreactor where algae can utilize it in the process of photosynthesis and can generate huge biomass. Let me point it out. Sorry. So CO2 can be supplemented in the photobioreactor, and it will help in growing the algae, and algal biomass will be generated. Parallelly, wastewater from steel plants contains a lot of pollutants like chloride, ammonia, and some other pollutants that can be utilized as a nutrient for algae growth. So algae can be grow in raceway pond as well to generate the huge biomass. So biomass generated from raceway ponds or PBR can be subjected for direct hydrolysis by cellulolytic and granulolitic activities of some selective microbes to generate hexose as well as pentose sugars that can subsequently be fermented in ethanol using some microbial fermentation technologies. Parallelly, after removal of cellulosic and hemicellulosic layer of the algal biomass, lipid will come out that can be subsequently converted into fatty acid methyl ester through lipolytic action of the lipase producing microbes. So biodiesel can also be produced from the algal biomass. So IIT people have done some basic research on this, so I'm detailing this as well. So they have collected domestic sewage water from sewage treatment plant of IIT campus and isolated 8 algal species, screened them in 3 different kind of media, raw domestic sewage water media, autoclave domestic sewage water media, and a control BG11 media. So they found that KMC4 isolate that was Monorhaphidium species of algae was growing very well in RDSW media. They further evaluated it in flask and PBR by fine-tuning the concentration of carbon dioxide, light, temperature, phosphate, nitrate, and with playing with varying inoculum sizes. So later on, with the optimal concentration of all these things, they grew algae in 1,000 liter of raceway pond and generated wet biomass as well as dry biomass. So from dry biomass, they extracted lipid and converted into biodiesel through process of transesterification, while the residual biomass remained after the lipid extraction. Residual algal biomass was converted into hydrochar through a hydrothermal carbonization process. And wet biomass was blended with domestic sewage slurry and subjected to co-hydrothermal liquefaction process to produce biocrude, which further on distillation produced petroleum fuels, and the residues generated were used for biochar. So our other interest is in biochar because biochar can be used to replace coal that is being used in steel making process. So it is of our interest. And oil generated from algae can also be used in steel making process at some places. So this is a scale up and mass balance of biorefinery concept for 1 million liter of wastewater. So from sewage treatment plant of IIT Guwahati, around 1,000 liter of domestic sewage water was collected, and KMC4 algae was grown in open raceway pond in outdoor condition. And they found that per liter 2.48 gram dried biomass was produced. So values was extrapolated for 1 million liter. So it was producing almost 2,490 kgs of biomass. That means it is capturing almost 5 tons of the CO2, means 5,000 kgs of the CO2. So doing this technology, they could successfully treat 1 million liter of wastewater. They could generate 2,490 kg of biomass. They can fix almost 5,000 kg of the CO2, and they can produce some petroleum fuel as well as biodiesel. So we thought that if we can use this technology of IIT Guwahati for treating the wastewater generated from the Tata Steel industry and capturing the CO2, then it will be good for us. So we are proposing our future perspectives are we will grow microalgae with supplementing the flue gas or pure CO2 from steel industry in wastewater of the steel plants. So algae biomass will be generated and it will be converted into diverse kind of biochemicals and biofuels as discussed earlier in previous slide decks. And in case of if biomass feedstock is less or in shortage of biomass feedstock, algal biomass feedstock, we will use agricultural domestic food waste biomass as well to produce the biofuels and to fortify the biorefinery. So this is from our side, and currently we haven't identified any of the European partners. So we are requesting if anybody is interested in our idea, so they may connect over the email IDs I have pinged in the chat box. So this is from my side. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vikas, for a very interesting presentation. And I'm sure that you will be contacted by some of the participants, and we will share, of course, your presentation with all the participants. Now, our next presenter is Dr. Mark Gronoff from the Bio-Renewable Development Center, York, UK. Dr. Gronoff, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
And can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Can you see my screen? Excellent.
Yeah.
Right, thank you everybody. Thank you for the chance to present to you all today. So I am from the Bio-Renewables Development Centre in York. We were created by the University of York to support development of new technologies and ideas in both academia and companies. I'd like to present today a little bit of our background and some examples of work we've done both in and outside Horizon programmes before. We're about 30 people, 13 years old now, and as I said, specialise in the development and scale-up of renewable bio-based processes and products. We're into driving innovation to help the bioeconomy through all its innovators. We try and break down technological barriers, giving access to equipment, lab space expertise, optimize processes, enhance scalability and reproducibility, and generally create the pathway to market. Technically, this is kind of our work areas. We work on raw material characterization, system development. This can be both microbes, enzymes, catalysts, and process and equipment development. The main part of what you consider the pilot plant and our speciality is our 1 to 100 kilo scale pilot plant, where we can look at pre-treatment, pre-processing, processing, covering both extraction, anaerobic digestion, fermentation, classic chemical reactors, and enzymatic transformations. Very important, we found in scale-up, is downstream processing. So we have a number of different mechanical, chemical, physical ways of separating and purifying products made by the more interesting process in the middle. And finally, we look at product evaluation and try and support that through a range of market research, regulatory scanning, entrepreneurial skills, communications, supply chain building, space, things like that, to make sure the whole project runs smoothly. In our 13 years, we've worked with a wide range of companies on a huge number of projects. You can see some of the names we've worked with there, some household names, GSK, Quorn, Nestle, and some very small names who are startups from the University of Oxford, for example, single individuals such as Wilson Biochemicals, and everything in between, along with a whole range of universities in the UK and across the globe. So 4 quick case studies. This was a project with through Newton Baba funding with Indian partners. My colleagues on the biochem side scaled up a reaction from shake flasks through to 30-litre scale. So you can see that the workflow there, this was a lignocellulosic sugar process with a modified microbe to make citric acid. And then our business development colleagues also worked on building the supply chain for this, looking at suitable end users, showing them the purity, the prices, the quantities that we were generating in this process, and getting feedback over a number of iterations. Another biological process one. This is purely with UK government funding from the Department for Energy Security and Net Zero, where we've gone to very large scale. So you can see 12,000 litres of dark fermentation, 40,000 litres of anaerobic digestion scale. And as I say, on the anaerobic side, this is a piece of work involving dark fermentation, which is a biological way of making biohydrogen. And then, as you can see, through the sort of flow of waste through the dark fermentation, the anaerobic digestion, making methane, through to the cyanobacteria, creating a carbon capture effect. This has just started producing both hydrogen and methane in the last couple of weeks. We're really pleased about that, and it's due to run until early next year. An example of one of our Horizon funded projects, we worked with partners across Europe on the bio-refining of macroalgae seaweed, working with a number of different species from both the north and the south of the continent. It was a great project. It involved sort of two major parts. One was looking at the social, economic, mechanical growing part, the farming of the seaweed. And then the other part that me and my team were involved in was in the biorefining of the seaweed. So we looked at the 3 different species that we were working with, extracting alginates, different polysaccharides, high value chemicals, pigments, things like that. And my final example, another Horizon funded project. This is where we have developed equipment and worked on thermochemistry. So a spin-out company from York University have a nanoporous carbonaceous material made from bio-wastes, which when doped with metals could be a catalyst or a battery material. And we took this from their manufacturing process in a laboratory, making a few grams a day, up to the bespoke pilot line shown in the picture, which was capable of several kilos per day production. And that allowed the partners such as Varta and Johnson Matthey to look at this as a battery and catalyst material. So thank you very much. If you'd like to talk about any projects, please get in touch.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gronoff, and very interesting to see already the vast experience you have with Horizon, with EU projects, and also with Indian partners already. So we were really happy to have the UK back to Horizon Europe, and looking forward to maybe hearing more successful outcomes from your side on this call with Indian partners.
Thank you.
And our next presenter is Ms. Blanca de Ulibari from the Roundtable Sustainable Biomaterials, Switzerland. And the slides are already up. Thank you so much, Blanca. The floor is yours.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I am Blanca de Ulibari. I am LCA project manager for the Roundtable on Sustainable Biomaterial, so it's RSB. And today I would like to introduce our organization to be a potential partner in a consortia of this call. So let me see. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So RSV, for those that don't know us, we are a global multi-stakeholder organization that is dedicated to driving the sustainable and ethical development of the bio-based and circular economy solutions, particularly focused in the energy, aviation, and the chemical sector. As you can see on the screen, we have more than 130 members from different sectors, like the aviation, shipping, biochemicals. Also, we are formed by NGOs and academia, all through the whole value chain. And we convened with this collaborative network to work on the development of our sustainability standards and in collaborative projects to advance the industry transformation to a circular economy. So how do we do this? We apply RSB 12 principles and criteria, which are the basis of our well-recognized certification scheme that applies to the bioenergy and bioproduct sector. These 12 principles and criteria, they not only take the environmental aspect, such as the GHG emissions or the soil protection, but also they take into account the social and economic aspects of the value chains that are assessed. So what's the role of RSV in the different R&D projects that we have been involved? As I mentioned previously, we take our robust sustainability framework and we use it to develop tools and guidelines that ensure that the new innovative processes, like for example, the biorefinery concept that is proposed in this code, they are done in a sustainable way. And for that, we perform environmental assessment using our GHG tool, but also conducting the life cycle assessment with a circular approach. We also develop standards and certification of novel feedstocks, so our standards can be adapted to meet the needs of the different innovations, ensuring that the bio-based solutions are verified as climate-friendly and ethical. Also, we convened with sector-specific stakeholders in the different platforms. Like, for example, we have a sustainable biomass policy platform or a sustainable airport platform where we engage with the key stakeholders and also policymakers to discuss about the key topics that are important for a specific sector. And we also create capacity building initiatives. Like, for example, now we are working in developing certain training specific for the sectors. Currently, we are working in 5 EU projects, and I wanted to show you how we implement those areas that I explained before in this project. For example, we have ICARUS project here, where in this project they are developing 3 new value chains for sustainable aviation fuel production. So what we do is we help these new SAF production routes to be ready for the market, helping them to achieve the certification that is needed for the sustainable aviation fuels. Or, for example, in the case of Carina project, where we are doing the environmental assessment so they can prove that the new bio-based products are done in a sustainable way and they do not harm the environment or the society. Also, in this Carina project, we take into account the circularity approach and how it's applied on it. Or lastly, in the case of the Alight project, where we convened with the aviation sector through the Sustainable Airport Platform. So in conclusion, partnering with RSV, it provides access to international accepted sustainability criteria, ensuring that your project adheres to high environmental, social, and governance standards. Besides that, also, we offer the market access and credibility through the certification approach that we have, and helping to mitigate the risk because we identify them all along the value chain. So I invite you to reach out to explore how RSV can collaborate with your project, bringing sustainability and the impact at the heart of your innovations. And in case you are interested in partnering with us, please feel free to reach out to me or my colleague Esther, and we will be happy to discuss how we can collaborate together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Blanca, for presenting your organization and the expertise you could bring into a consortium. And we go to our next presenter, which is Mr. Oluwaseun Ogutade from Green Crystal Engineering, Germany. Very good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, depending on where you are. Can you see my screen, please?
Yeah.
Okay, so good afternoon, good morning. My name is Oluwaseun Oguntade from Green Crystal Engineering, Germany. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can use, if you can put it in the full screen mode.
Okay,
that would
okay,
be...
just exactly. Let me see how to do that because I'm getting a. Okay.
There's on the bottom, there's an orange bar there. You see like the next on the right. There's like a icon. Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
So Green Crystal Engineering, we are a consulting and project development company operating out of Germany. So what we do basically, we help our clients, in supporting their green economy project. So on our team, we have, both full and adjunct members. Combined, we have over 4 decades within the bioenergy and biorefinery space, with breadth and depth across different, so basically from sales to research and development to sales to project development to commissioning to operations. So we cover the breadth that is required, from bringing the product from research to operations, basically. And we've carried out projects across 4 continents, and serving our clients, with the peculiarities of their projects and the peculiarities of the market involved. So for example, we want, our clients involve, large companies like global Fortune 500 companies. For example, we once carried out a project for Shell, reporting to the headquarters in London, with their bioenergy, biomethane projects in Europe, here in Germany, and some projects they were looking into in Africa at that time. And we also serve small companies, like Chem Advice, one of the small companies here in Germany. So the size of our clients vary. So it might interest you that we're also founding member of Low Carbon Biofuels Forum based out of Italy. So Low Carbon Biofuels Forum, LCBF as it's called, is an offshoot of the EU-India Biomass Conference, where the EUBC, which is the European Union Biomass Conference and Convention and Exhibition, collaborated with the Indian partners to organize some field trip, where we visited some advanced biofuels plants across 7 countries in Europe. And from that trip, the Low Carbon Biofuels Forum was born. And Green Crystal Engineering is part of that forum. So these are our services, basically. So we help our clients with biomass supply chain development and feedstock analysis, technology assessment, technology readiness level, carrying out feasibility studies, risk analysis of the project, project planning as it is touching biorefinery, the finance part of it, which is the CapEx, the OpEx forecasting, the techno-economic assessment, the life cycle assessment, third-party review. So these are our core services that we offer to our clients. And as it is in this particular case, for companies who are, longing to join the call for this, the EU-India biotechnology call, if you need some support as touching these services, kindly reach out to us and see how we can partner with you. So this is our contact. This is my contact. And this is the website in case you need to know more about us. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Oguntade, for offering the expertise your company could bring into such a consortium. And we move to our next presenter, which is Dr. Lucia Chrysikou from the Center for Research and Technology, Hellas, Greece. Dr. Chrysikou, yeah, you already put up your screen. Thank you.
Yes, hello. Good afternoon from Thessaloniki, Greece. Can you see my presentation?
Yeah, if you can put it in full screen mode, yeah.
Yes, I have put it. Is everything okay now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for the kind presentation, for the kind invitation to present our research in the field of neutral carbons and e-fuels. My name is Lucia Chrysikou. I am a member of CERS hydroprocessing group. And I'm presenting on behalf of Dr. Stella Besertiani, who is the head of the group, but due to unexpected business trips, she could not join online. At a glance, we are working at CERF. It's the Center for Research and Technology, ELAS. It's a non-profit research entity with the aim to promote innovative research located in Thessaloniki. CERF core fields are organized around 5 institutes, and we are working in the Chemical Process and Energy Resources Institute, that its mission is to conduct high research towards low carbon technologies processes. The group research facilities involve the operation of hydrotreatment pilot plants, tier level 3 and up to tier level 5, a batch distillation pilot plant. We have also accelerated fuel aging apparatus, a fully equipped analytical laboratory to support the feedstocks and fuel analysis, storage facilities, and the last years, the team is also investigating a new technology, the hydrothermal liquefaction technology, and we also have their batch units tier level 2 to tier level 3. In the next slides, I will try to present briefly the main research areas of the hydroprocessing group. More specifically, the group is actively involved towards green diesel and SAF production via lipids hydroconversion. The group has developed and demonstrated an innovative HVO technology based on residual lipids, waste cooking oil, and towards this we have also performed the technical and environmental evaluation of the final products, ending to diesel and jet fuels. And of course, recently we're also exploring microalgae as a lipid source towards biofuels production. In order to obtain this and explore these processes, the group develops and uses specialized pilot plant testing protocols in hydrotreating, hydrocracking, and hydroisomerization, as long as with the catalyst evaluation. And all these protocols aim to optimize the processes as well, aiming to obtain maximum yields and selectivity, to have stabilized and great quality fuels, to optimize the fuels specifications, and to minimize the energy hydrogen requirement of the units. Furthermore, the team has coordinated a Horizon program, Biomaterials, that focused on the pyrolysis oil stabilization and co-processing. In this project, we upgraded pyrolysis oil towards refinery intermediates, and we also performed the miscibility of these intermediates with conventional petroleum fractions. And as a next step, we demonstrated this technology up to tier level 5, including co-processing of the bio oil with petroleum fractions, aiming to its integration in the refinery. As I mentioned previously, the group is also developing hydrothermal liquefaction, and we have performed several tests valorizing residual biomass and waste towards biofuels, aiming to develop the optimal process condition and to maximize the yield of the product. Towards this aim, we have also used specialized pilot plant testing protocols in order to monitor all the reaction mechanisms that are taking place. And of course, we have assessed a qualitative and quantitative compound analysis of the final products. And also in this product, as we also have a solid and liquid co-products, we also valorize them towards a circular approach. And of course, since all the research activities of the team end up in new fuels, biofuels and renewable fuels, we also study their stability assessment via targeted storage studies and accelerated studies as well to monitor their stability over time and variant conditions. And along with that, we also perform technical and environmental assessment of their stability in terms of LCA studies. And we have, since we also involved actively in the co-processing, we also have found its environmental impacts as well. So the hydroprocessing group, through this call, we offer potential collaboration as a beneficiary or a subcontractor. This can be accomplished via TRL level 3 and TRL level 5 continuous hydroprocessing pilot plants that are integrated with green hydrogen from renewable energy sourcing. And we have testing protocols to develop and test the technologies towards SAF, marine zero sulfur or zero carbon fuel, or the co-processing with bio-based renewable feeds and fossil petroleum streams as well. All these hydroprocessing plants incorporate renewable hydrogen. Potential collaboration should also be focusing on the hydrothermal liquefaction as well, exploring municipal waste as a feedstock. And also we can assist towards bio-based feedstock characterization and pretreatment prior their upgrading to biofuels. We can also contribute to the biofuels stability assessment storage, aiming to their logistic as transportation fuels. And of course, we assess the environmental footprint of the produced new biofuels. And of course, we can offer some complementary technologies that can be empowered by collaborators that we have, such as the end fuels engine test or the plasma biofuels pretreatment is also feasible. Thank you all for your attention, and if you have any questions or we can further discuss a potential collaboration, Dr. Bezeliani's contact points are on the slide.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chryssikou, for presenting the center and also the expertise you can bring into a consortium, as you said, as a beneficiary or a subcontractor. Thank you so much. And we move to our next presenter, Dr. Rajiv Arora, from the Shahid Bhagat Singh State University. Dr. Rajiv, are you with us?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. And your slides are already on?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, good morning and good afternoon to all the people present here. So, in this, I would like to present two projects on which I have done a lot of work in the past and which I found to be available or for further pilot plant testing and further commercialization soon. First one is the simultaneous extraction and transesterification to produce the biodiesel. So in this project, I have so maybe I will not take much of time that what is biodiesel. It is the alternative fuel for diesel oil produced by the transesterification. So here the conventional process, first of all, we extract the any oil to which we are going to convert into the biodiesel. So generally the oil extraction process is done by some solvent and then we recover the solvent and reuse. The oil produced from this biomass is then used for the transesterification using methanol and some catalyst. So this is the conventional process. So in the newly developed process, what I have done is I have combined the two processes, oil extraction as well as transesterification in a single step. So I have used the basic solvent, which is hexane plus methanol. So it is a co-solvent. Hexane acts as a co-solvent, and it improves the transesterification also. So then we take the solid biomass, and which is directly converted into the biodiesel in a single step. So that is the first technology which is available with me, and which can be of highly useful. This was my reaction setup. So the bottom flask, so this is a setup which we used for the extraction of the oil, a sock sled. But instead of this round flask, we used flat bottom flask. Here, the reaction transesterification takes place, and the biomass is in the this column from where we get the oil. So in a single step, we can produce the biodiesel. So it saves a lot of time and energy. So ultimately, the cost of production is reduced. So this can be offered for the joint projects. The second project was the manufacturing of eco-friendly fiberboard panels from the fermented organic manure. So first of all, a brief introduction. What is the fermented organic manure? After the anaerobic digestion of the some biomass like paddy straw, we get biomass, biogas. So the residue left after the production of biogas is called fermented organic manure. So that at present is a waste material, and it is generally used as a for the burning or for the as a raw material for the boilers. So I have done some experiments in which this fermented organic manure is treated with a mild alkaline and an organic binder to produce fiberboard. So it saves a lot of trees from cutting, because generally the fiberboard which we use in furniture is made from the sawdust or from the trees. So in this technology, I have used the waste material of the biogas production as a raw material for making this fiber boards. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajiv, for presenting the project ideas. And we now go to our next presenter, which is Mr. Patrick Crahan from the CKA Belgium. Patrick,
Hello.
are you with us?
Can you see my slides?
Yeah, they're up.
Okay, good. So I'm Patrick Crahan. I have a business, CKA. It's a strategy consulting company. We have various clients and activities around the world, but for a number of years now, we've been focusing on India. And a short while ago, we were involved in the development of a roadmap for EU-India collaboration on biofuels from biomass. And one of the things that we discovered in doing this is that there are blind spots in the supply chain, in particular upstream from the refineries. So what I'm offering in this is to bring some expertise in this area to help in project proposal. So the bottom line is that there's a lot of money available for developing the bioeconomy and developing biofuels. But one of the problems is that upstream of the refinery, the kind of money that's needed tends to be for relatively small, technically complex and risky projects. And these are very difficult for traditional banks to deal with, but there are solutions to this. Also, if you want to provide, say, finance to farmer associations or municipalities or small businesses that provide feedstocks to the refineries, there is a whole business. It's not a simple transaction. There's usually a business ecosystem to put in place. So usually it's not one project or not lending for one purpose. There's a range of issues to be addressed. So this is what we've been doing now since we developed the roadmap, is we're working with a group of investors in Europe to set up a fund that will specialize in this kind of financing, solving the problems of finance upstream from the refinery. And putting this in place means working with local banks, often local governments. It's not enough just to have loans. You need to have guarantees. And in terms of the investors, there's a discussion about what's called like the first loss in terms of investment. So there's a lot of financial technology to be put in place to make this operate efficiently. And the availability of this money and the efficient operation of this ecosystem is an important element of the overall cost of biofuel and biocommodity production. So anyway, this is the area that we've been working in. And the idea is that we could work with a consortium in the context of real projects and in the context of the actors associated with specific sites or possible sites for biorefineries, can work with them and look at the financial situation and develop the financing model and the kind of partnerships that are needed to make that happen. So in these kind of things, as I said, we're already setting up a fund. We have some initial investors. These are private investors, and we're scaling this up. But the idea is that over the lifetime of a project, if it is appropriate, we'd already be able to mobilize the money from private investors. So this would be money coming from outside the consortium, from private investors, and that could be deployed based on the financial model developed within the project. So anyway, that's our proposal for collaboration. You have my contacts down below, and if you're interested in following up on this, just give me a call. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Patrick, for outlining the expertise you have and already the experience with working in India and already with the sector. Sounds very interesting, and we're hoping to hear more positive outcomes from your side. Now we move to our next presenter, which is Dr. Rashmi from the Sastra Deemed University. Dr. Rashmi, are you with us? Okay. Dr. Rashmi, I can see that you are in the panel. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Could
Yeah.
you kindly share your slides?
Yes, sure, sure. Is it audible and the slide is visible, sir?
Yes, both. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, good afternoon, and good evening to one and all. So I'm Dr. Rashmi from Sastra Deemed University. So it is located in the southern part of India. So I propose a concept for this DBT call. So with that biophasic biorefinery approach using microalgae and cyanobacteria. See, the biorefinery concept is it is being widely used, and in this particular proposal project idea, so I just want to work with the biphasic manner, that is to work with both the biomass and also the extracellular polysaccharides secreted by the marine cyanobacteria and microalgae, and to pull up in one pot to get an value-added products. So this is how the problem statement is being addressed. So my theme of idea is to start from the industrial flue gas, and particularly with the cement and textile industries. The cement industry contributes to the higher percentage of the flue gas, and it is a bottleneck for the climate mitigation aspects. So the scratch starts from there, and also the wastewater that is generated by the cement and textile industry offers it contributes large landscape, and also the wastewater contributes much of nutrient footprints which is required for the adequate growth of microalgae and cyanobacteria. So this microalgae and cyanobacteria are often robust steins because they could tolerate CO2 and they can use as a carbon footprint, and also the wastewater it can use as a nutrient footprint. So in this project proposal idea, I want to emphasize the valorization of the biomass and also the EPS that is produced by the microalgae to pull up in the biorefinery process. So the things that can be addressed from this idea, like why the microalgae and cyanobacteria has to be taken, and what is the contribution of the marine cyanobacteria and the biorefinery system, and their feasibility and scalability, and what are the value added deliverables that can be looped in the circular economy, and what is the concept behind the novel biphasic approach. So to start with, this algae is this microalgae and cyanobacteria have a varied morphological structure, and that is the main criteria for the microalgae to adapt to any kind of robust environment, because in the aspect of carbon footprint they can possess both C3 and C4 pathway when they are going for the multicellular and higher algal forms, and they are photosynthetic. Because of photosynthetic, they have good value added pigments like phycocyanin, and their growth versatility, ranging from various to adapt at various temperature, and they could adapt any kind of nutrient footprints that is in the wastewater. Their growth versatility helps in their to survive in the robust environment, and because of this growth versatility, they have various potential applications in many perspectives like carbon dioxide sequestration, biodiesel production, and bioremediation. So they are the key players in the biogeochemical cycle, and this is the feasibility. They can be worked in both the closed system, that is therefore as in the photobioreactor, also in the open raceway one. So whatever the things which we mimic at the pilot scale can be taken to the large scale in the open raceway system also, and this is the pitch for us to proceed with the on-site cultivation in the industry with the flue gas supplement. And with this flue gas we can also expect for the value added products. And one more concept is also there, this is our proposed biorefinery approach. So the reason for biphasic is at the same time we can process both the biomass and also the extracellular polysaccharide, because this extracellular polysaccharide released by the cyanobacteria and microalgae also have various potential application. This EPS itself will act as a sole candidate in the biorefinery process. So first, my idea is to start with the cultivation in the flue gas purging. So when the flue gas purge in the wastewater system, there will be why to select with the cement industry and textile industry effluent is that because both construction and the textile industry are fast moving goods globally, and that's why the effluent, and moreover the chemical composition of the effluent is also good sound. So it is like a cement industry will have a major of calcium carbonate deposits, and textile industry will have a rich amount of azo dyes, so which can also act as a nitrogen source. So the combination of the cement industry and effluent can give a good platform of nutrient footprint for the algal cultivation. So once the cultivation is done, the biomass is harvested, and the particular point to focus on the EPS here is in the high carbon sink, the organism is exposed to stress. In the stress condition, the organism naturally will secrete the polysaccharide. Also, the calcium in the effluent, CO, like the cement industry effluent, will enrich the EPS production. So the biomass and the EPS both can be addressed at the same time. From the biomass, we can go for the pigment production, that is the water-soluble pigments, that is your phycocyanin, can be extracted, and in the consecutive step, the lipids can be extracted so that it can be converted to advanced biofuels. So this biomass will act as a potential biodiesel feedstock or feedstock for any other advanced biofuels. And from the EPS, we can also go for the further bioremediation perspectives, because the EPS, when it is in the effluent, it can remediate the heavy metals that is present in the textile industry or also in the cement industry, will process some of the heavy metals. It can act as an remediation phenomena. Also, the EPS is a high value product. It can also be applied for the pharmaceutical applications. Once the EPS is extracted, the further, even the EPS will have some secondary components. The EPS can be hydrolyzed, and the hydrogen production can also be added as a co-product in this circular economy approach. So this particular idea is biphasic. That is, at the same concept, the biomass and the EPS both can be taken for the biorefinery system. And this is even a single step of the biomass or the process or the even the supernatant that is extracted from the algae is not being wasted, and everything it comes under the circular economy. So this idea I want to propose in this particular platform, which is very relevant, relevant to the concept. And they, from our previous experience, I have certain leads which can be fitted into this biorefinery concept. That is like effluent remediation. We have so far we in the previous projects we have worked on certain strains that can tolerate high level of CO2. So even it can, we have an pilot scale experience in cultivating the marine cyanobacteria in an industry, in the flue gas barge on-site cultivation. So with this capture, we can take for that to the cement industry effluent and the flue gas from the cement industry, and the biodiesel feedstock production can be achieved. Because in the previous projects, like we worked on continuous light assessment, so 24 continuous light, that is 24 hours of light, so that it will increase the biomass. So, and it has also increase the growth rate of the marine cyanobacteria and also the microalgae, so that the duration of the growth that is taken has been reduced. So this can be a potential biodiesel feedstock development for in the case of when we are asperged with flue gas and also with the wastewater. And the third one is, that is what which I want to include in this circular system, that is the EPS mediated. So EPS itself is an extracellular polysaccharide. Itself is a compound, high value compound that has so many applications. So that with the spent of the EPS can also be hydrolyzed, and it can be taken for the dark hydrogen production. So which is an important concept which can also be co-integrated in this biorefinery approach, and it can be an byproduct. And the final thing is the on-site cultivation in the industrial effluent and scaling up of the biomass. Everything will be an large-scale process. The scalability and the value-added products extraction, everything will be fitted into this circular economy, so that flue gas sequestration, wastewater remediation, and EP value-added products, and value of feedstock for biofuels and biohydrogen, everything can be put in one pot, that is one under one umbrella, that is biorefinery system. So with these leads, currently I am working at Shastra. We have a national repository for microalgae and cyanobacteria, which is about 50 kilometers from Shastra, and they are DBT sponsored repository. So from there, the potential strains can be procured, and they also help in the large scale cultivation system. And this platform, I seek this platform to provide me some of the technical partners, and to collaborate with the technical partners who can take this idea to the industrial scale. And also some of the industrial partners who in the previous presentation, like Tata Steel, they were very much generous and volunteered the process. And similarly, some of the industrial partners who can be very much volunteer for the problem statement, that is a flue gas, I'll be very ready to collaborate with them. So I thank DBT and HE for organizing this online platform to express our ideas. And I very much wish to take this idea to frame up much and to bring it to an bigger frame. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rashmi, for presenting your project idea and also sharing your contact details with us. And we move now to our next presenter, Dr. Vijay Ingole. He's a MSc postdoctoral fellow at Sinovans Genopole, from joining us from France. Dr. Vijay, thank you so much for making a presentation.
Yes. So I need to share my presentation from here.
Yes, please, if it's possible. Would you like me to share it for you?
If possible, if you can do.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
I'm trying to share. Just a minute. I will try to.
Let me share it for you, Dr. Vijay.
Just a second, sir. Sir, please share me if possible for you.
Of course.
Share for me.
Yeah, I'm sharing. So this is your presentation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I'm Dr. Vijay Ingole here, and currently I'm working as a postdoc fellow at Genopole campus, which is a biocluster located in the south of the Paris. And here I'm particularly working on a project. Sir, please click the slide. So thank you very much to give me a chance to present my work here over here. So I would like to present one of our work which we are working on this project, and basically now we became a startup, and our primary products are like we are producing bio-indigo, and which is successfully scaled up at a pilot scale, and we are looking for the expansion for the large scale production, but this is one of the work also we are working on. And in this case we are developing a bacterial strain for the bioproduction of mucinic acid. And bioproduction, we know we are looking now for the sustainable bioeconomy development and mitigating the environmental pollutions, as well as enhancing the bioeconomy. That's why we are looking the alternatives to the petrochemicals, and bioproduction is one of the best alternative uh, counter of the petrochemical, which is depleting the resources as well as contributed already too much to the environmental pollutions and created a lot of environmental issues. So we are looking the alternative bioproductions of essential chemicals as well as biofuels and other essential chemicals and biomaterials. So can you please go to the next slide, sir, please? Well, this is the old presentation actually. Okay, so the meconic acid, which is one of the essential precursor, we can say, for the production of adipic acid, and ultimately this adipic acid is responsible for the production of nylon, which is one of the most significant polymer which we need in the various industrial applications. And why then the bioproduction of mechanic acid? Because until this is not established as a commercial available commodity as a market level, as well as there is not a viable manufacturing process established. And counterpart of this chemical synthesis, bioproduction of mechanic acid is the best alternative in terms of mitigating the environmental pollutions and mitigating the petrochemical resources issues, as well as the uh, toxicity which are producing during the chemical synthesis of this very significant precursor. While producing chemical, it produce a huge toxic intermediates which are ultimately contributing to the huge environmental pollution. And on the other side, if we see the market growth of this mechanic acid, which is essential precursor for adipic acid and ultimately the nylon, like it is projected to be in 2017, it is about 190 millions of USD. That's why the researchers are looking for the production of bioproduction of this mechanic acid as a actually very much interest. Next slide, sir, please. Actually, there are so many research groups which are working on developing the essential chemicals by the route of bioproduction or by engineering the microbes and microorganisms or genetic engineering and metabolic engineering development. And here at the Sinovans, we have actually engineered the bacterial strain, which is already responsible or which is producing the quite good yield of mechanic acid. We are under the process here to optimize the strain. Already we have different variations of the strains we have developed already, and they are producing a very nice yield, as well as we are optimizing the media. We already optimized, and we are even looking for the replacement of this traditional media. So, say for example, yeast extract we want to replace by the molasses, which is the one of the best source of sugars. And in India, like sugar production, like sugarcane production, and there are so many factories which are having the waste molasses, and which is mainly contributing production of alcohol-based chemicals and ultimately contributing the waste or the pollution in the soil too. This resource we want to utilize, and we have already developed to catalyzing this molasses sugars into the glucose, because mostly the molasses is composed of sucrose rather than glucose. Glucose is still there, but sucrose is there, and the bacterial cells, they are mostly utilizing glucose. So we want to break this sucrose into the fructose and glucose, and that kind of strain we have developed already, and we are looking for the optimization and utilizing this sugar instead of utilizing this traditional media. Next slide. So already there are so many reports. The Shikimate pathway in E. coli already well established for the production of mechanic acids by optimizing the metabolic pathway as well as engineering the genomic parts of the E. coli's. There are already the reports, but there are challenges still we are facing. The traditional media we want to optimize, that is one part that has been done in up to certain extent, but we want to completely replace the traditional media by the renewable sugars, whether they are molasses or utilizing the other bio agro waste such as breaking down the cellulose or lignin kind of stuffs. That is our main motto here. So on that way, we are already got too much progress, and we have already somehow replace this media, as well as we are looking for the increasing the yield too with utilizing these agro waste sugars. Next slide. So our methodology, this is, we want to optimize the bacterial strain, and this strain simultaneously will be produce the nucleic acid as well as utilizing the renewable sugar. And we have also developed the downstreaming processing for the separation and purification of this mechanic acid. We have already run these 50 liters of biocultures, and we are trying to establish some methods like downstreaming methods to purify this mechanic acid in order to adopt the more greener way, like avoiding the toxic solvent too, and getting the maximum purity and yield of the mechanic acid out of the bioculture. And further, then we have proposed like this will be further converted into by adapting green chemistry methods into the adipic acid, and ultimately we wanted to produce it the nylon 6,6 at larger scale. Next slide, please. So this is one of our work we wanted to present, and ultimately it is significant because contributing to the bio production, it's ultimately the need of time. It's a contemporary, and we want to enhance the bioeconomy. And utilizing sugarcane molasses as well as other bio-based agri-waste will be again the significant step towards contributing and strengthening the bioeconomy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vijay.
Like at our team, we are mainly expertise. Our team has a significant expertise in development of bacterial strains particularly. And also we have pilot scale plant for the upstreaming as well as downstreaming. Until now, we have established already pilot scale up 1000 liter of bioreactor. And we are able to offer different expertise, and also maybe we can collaborate with different projects. Thank you very much. If you have any question, you
Thank you
can
so much.
communicate on the given address, or right now you can ask if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vijay. We will share your presentation and also your contact details with all the participants. And we move now to our final speaker, which is Dr. Sanjukta Subudhi from the Energy and Research Institute, TERI. Dr. Sanjukta, are you with us?
Yeah. So I hope I am audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So good afternoon, good evening to all. Thank you very much for providing this opportunity. I am Sanjukta Subudhi, leading this microbial biofuel and biochemical department at TERI, the Energy and Resources Institute. So before moving to the idea that we are pitching in over here, I would like to focus the leads that we have obtained at TERI in the microbial biofuels and biochemicals themes.
Sorry, ma'am, do you have a presentation or you?
So I have already shared.
Should I share it? Okay, I will share it for
Already
you.
shared. Yeah, just check it.
No, yeah. No, I was just wondering if you want to share it yourself or you want us to do it.
No, I will share. Just take it.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. So the thematic research areas of this department at TERI is focusing on multiple biomolecules. Having said that, all type of biofuels we are working on, liquid and gaseous biofuels like biohydrogen, biomethane, then bioethanol, biobutanol, biodiesel, and also parallelly we are working on technology development for biochemicals, including the specialty bio industry platform chemicals. And in the upstream segment, we are working on multiple input feed. Having said that, the first, second, and third generation feedstock. So for the first generation, we are using all the sugar-based and the starch-based feed. And in the second generation feed portfolio, we are using all type of agriculture residue biomass, whether it is rice straw, wheat straw, sugarcane baga, sugarcane trash, and all. And in the 3C category bio input feed, we are working on the marine algae using as a platform feed. So, like I mentioned here, when I say different verticals means we're working on isolation and domestication of the microbes, because when we change the molecule, then the microbe host is different. So we focus on our requirement, the type of feed we are looking for using as a fermentation feed, and the type of output molecule we are looking at for production. Based on that, we collect the samples from different sources, isolate and the domesticate the microbe to develop these technologies. So you can see from the right hand side, we have developed different technologies at different technology readiness level, starting from TRL 2 to TRL 5 and 6. So for the biochemicals and the liquid biofuels, we have also developed technologies for downstream recovery, because some of the industry platform chemicals, the downstream recovery is one of the biggest challenge. So we have developed a novel technology, low-cost technology for recovery of these biochemicals and recovery of the water for reuse. So these are the portfolio products that we have, for which we have developed technologies. In the 3G biorefinery feed segment, we have extensively worked on isolation and domestication of marine and freshwater alga. So this slide shows this marine algae biorefinery, which we have demonstrated with the funding support from Department of Biotechnology, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, because our core focus is thriving on technology development, demonstration at higher scale, and also make it cost economically viable, because that is one of the crucial aspects for development of any bio-based product and processes. So here we have demonstrated the process for marine algae cultivation by using a marine alga that was isolated and domesticated from the seawater, Mumbai coast. And this process we have demonstrated for cultivation in the outdoor condition in the coastal site in Mumbai. This capacity is around 100,000 liter scale. This is spanning across 220 square meter in Mumbai coast. So this algae biomass, we have developed different technologies for extraction of lipid. That lipid is being used for conversion to glycerol. So if we see the lipid fraction, which is around maximum 15 to 20% of the total biomass. So when we say that the commercial viability aspect of algae-based biodiesel production, it would be little difficult because we are not looking at rest of the 80% of the unutilized the biomass. So under this project, what we have done, this after lipid extraction, this de-oiled algae biomass that contained around 25 to 30% of carbohydrate, which is higher in the amount than the lipid fractions. So that sugar fractions, we have developed technologies for conversion to fermentable sugars, and that is being used for the feed for biohydrogen production, which you have already demonstrated at TRL 5. And then under different vertical, this de-oiled algae biomass is being converted through the thermochemical route for production of pyrolytic oil and the biochar, then the glycerol, which came out as a co-product from the transesterification process. Then we have developed the technology for production of high-value industry platform butanediol. This we have demonstrated at TRL 5. Then through the thermochemical route, this glycerol-based feed is being used for production of this allyl alcohol. So this is the lead that we have achieved at TERI. So we have very good dedicated state-of-art infrastructure facilities available for fermentation and the downstream purification of chemicals. So having these leads and considering the theme of this mission, the collaboration mission between Europe and India, and under this integrated refinery mission, so we are pitching the idea for demonstration, not development, because for many of them we have already developed the process. So we are pitching this idea for the demonstration of 2G biobutanol production integrated with bioacetone, and also recovery of this lignin for use as a fermentable for production of the pharma-based feed. So here this slide shows that we are showcasing here this rice straw. So biomass, when we consider to use as a feed, like I mentioned in the previous slide, one must look into for use of the entire fractions of input feed. So biomass, as we know, it contains lignin, and some, if it is a rice straw, then it contains a silica, and rest of the hollow cellulose or the complete carbohydrate fractions include hexose and pentose. So we have developed already the technologies at TRL3 and 4. We have developed the technology for lignin recovery, and we have very good host organisms, mostly the lactobacillus host organisms, which are able to grow in these lignin-based fractions for fermentative production for some acids, which is at TRL 1 and 2, but lignin recovery we have already demonstrated at TRL 4. And then the hollow cellulose fractions, we have developed a technology for conversion to the fermentable sugars. So the fermentable sugars also we have demonstrated at already TRL 4 and going towards the TRL 5. So these hollow cellulose fractions after conversion, we are pitching here for use as a feed for production of butanol. Why not ethanol? So I will just showcase in my afterwards some slides. And then downstream purification of this butanol, because this butanol normally the process is the ABE, but we have biochemically engineered the organism, that is a Clostridium beijerinckii. So we could eliminate or reduce the concentration of ethanol. So basically it will be the BE pathway. So butanol will be produced along with the acetone. So acetone will be the biochemical which are trying to integrate with the butanol over here. And then the integration of this technology for downstream recovery of the butanol and the acetone through a low-cost process that we have developed, through which we are recovering water, 80%, more than 80% of water we are recovering, which is 85 to 90% pure for the reuse. And then for conversion of biobutanol to SAF, we are proposing here, which is for which we are also seeking the expertise from other partners from overseas countries. Like I said, so when we discuss with industry for commercializing any process or any technology, it is very much apparent that what is the input product cost, what is the process cost, and what is the output product cost. So when we say that lignin can be used only for a lignin for road construction, so but one must look at what type of product we should produce that has a high market demand, or the cost of that product is high. So if we see the entire 100, if we consider 100 kg, the total the biomass, one can recover around 10 to 15 kg of lignin and the 10% of silica. The rest is 75% of hollow cellulose, which can be used for the feed for the production of biobutanol. So this is the productivity of different output product from the input feedstock. So when we say the downstream applications, so the other aspect is that we should focus on the product which has a high market demand. So if we use lignin as a feed for production of pharma-based product, then the cost is very high. As you can see, the lactobacillus strains, many of the species are already known. They are very good producers of these acids, like I have indicated over here, which is a very high cost market cost. And so one can offset the cost of this product by co-producing this pharma-based product from the lignin, which is otherwise considered as a waste product now. And lignin has also several applications. So considering the timeline, I will not take much time here. And then coming to the butanol. Why butanol? Because we are pitching here for downstream usage of butanol for SAF. So because butanol has a high it is considered more advantageous than the use of ethanol for conversion to the SAF, so the bioalcohol to SAF conversion. It has a higher energy density. And going forward, biobutanol has a multiple downstream applications. For instance, shipping sector is also looking at for products going green. So where biofuel is now finding application for shipping, maritime transportation. So diesel, as we know, diesel is not available in that adequate amount. Anyway, one must to look at flexi fuels, I mean the different type of fuels. So butanol has a higher blending compatibility compared to the ethanol with the marine diesel. Several studies are already being done. And another aspect, butanol has a high energy density, and the water miscibility issue is also not over here. And butanol has a high market, the cost of the butanol is high. And butanol to SAF is more preferred than the ethanol to SAF. Anyway, there are the multiple downstream application potentials. Then acetone as a biochemical is finding a great application in different sectors, including paints and coatings and all. This is also a very high market demand. So one can definitely consider for production of biochemicals, which is also one of the output product, and that cost can help us in offsetting the cost of biobutanol. That's why we are pitching here for a co-production of lignin-based pharmaceuticals, then integrated with the butanol from the sugar fractions, then acetone, which is the metabolite, co-metabolite. By default, it will be coming out because normally we also get ethanol. Ethanol comes out in small fractions, but through biochemical or the pathway tweaking, one can enable the ethanol can be eliminated, but acetone will be releasing as the co-product. So acetone we can foresee to use as a high-value industry platform chemical. So, like I mentioned, these are the different downstream applications of all type of biomolecules that we are focused on for the co-production of this biobutanol and this biochemicals, acetone. We have also shown ethanol because in some cases we do also get ethanol small fraction, but these are no more waste. We have developed the technologies for selective purification of all these biochemicals. We have also identified the partners, and for some also, of course, we are open to collaborate with others. Wageningen University from Netherlands, they've already published papers. They're already working in this aspect. And then BTB in Germany, they are at the forefront of blending fuel characteristics and the for the application in different sectors like SAF and maritime transportation. Then we had established contact with the University of Leek, Professor Aurore Richel. We had, so she is leading this biomass and biochemical group at University of Leek in Belgium. So this is the idea that we are pitching in. I am open for any query to take it up here or afterwards also. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for presenting the ideas for our project and also already the potential partners you would have. That is, of course, very, very interesting to know. With this, I really want to thank all the presenters and all the participants, for staying on. We exceeded quite a bit. It was planned to be 2.5, but we're almost at 3 hours. But it has been, I think, hopefully very fruitful and engaging for all the presenters and participants. And I would like to now ask Dr. Balinder Singh and Dr. Vivek Dham to give the concluding remarks of this webinar.
Yes, so thank you very much, sir. So I thank you, Mr. Samrat Escor, Mr. Pierrick Felon Asida, Counselor, Head of Research and Innovation Section, European Delegation to India. Also, Mr. Vivek Dham for hosting this fantastic event, or the real architect of the event, and the event has been designed fantastically to take forward the idea of the call, actually, about themes of focus to the investigators. Thank you, Dr. Sanjay Misra, Senior Advisor, DBT, for giving the fantastic insights on the origin of the mission innovation, its role in providing the innovations for the basic needs. It was really great to hear about the need of energy, water towards holistic human development, scientific innovations from him. I thank Ms. Maria Gorier, Senior Expert, European Commission, Brussels, who is always with us in taking forward the missions and objectives of integrated biorefinery mission throughout its journey. She has fantastically outlined the college structure and asked for themes on to develop zero waste and neutral biorefineries as well as social, economic, and environmental sustainability. Special thanks goes to Dr. Alka Sharma, Senior Advisor, DVT, for their efforts and generous support in execution of the mission innovation activity. He has fantastically shared the views, insights, and futuristic vision of the department, as well as Bio-3 policy of department to take forward the the integrated idea behind the mission innovation and integrated biorefineries mission, as well as sustainable fuels and clean tech exchange platform. So I again thank you, Dr. Vivek Dham, for sharing the details about the EU-India research and innovation cooperation. He has very clearly articulated the summary of all to reach the participants, actually what they need about the application procedure, TR levels, consortia formation, and gender balance, etc. There is no electricity right now, I think. So with this, I just want to say, I want to thank you all the presenters and experts who had made presentation there, and I can really articulate 2-3 things those has came out from the present. It was a door opening for biorefineries and network formation. It demonstrates a lot about the common interest from peoples from India and EU side both to take forward the ideas, and we can make out that there is a lot of scaling up possibilities in the bioproducts and biorefinery sector that can be taken apart through successful proposals those can be developed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Balenderji. I also thank all the participants. Now there are 56 still, so they're really motivated to be part of this proposal. So I just say a few words. Technically, you have only 2 months left if you leave the Christmas holidays for the Europeans. So it will be from 15th or 20th December till 10th of January, they are off. So technically, you have only 2 months to prepare this proposal. So please make sure you find your partners and put forward the best proposals. The second important thing, that make sure you are visible, you start communicating with each other. That is the only key forward to make a good consortium. and this is the way forward, that as long as you are making yourself visible, no one is going to knock your door. So please proactively communicate with each other to take forward the proposals, and we look forward excellent quality proposals to be submitted. And thanks for your attention. Over to Samrat.
Yeah, I think nothing more to say. Thank you so much for joining us and being with us for this whole 3 hours exercise, and really hoping that this platform will be helpful to build consortiums and to maybe be also successful in the application. And yeah, we will share the recording and the contact details of the presenters after this webinar with all of you. Thank you so much. Have a very good lunch break now in Europe, and a good end of the office day in India. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you.